Hi, this is Harriet Hageman. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to watch this video and learn about all that has happened in Congress this week. We have had a very busy few days in both the Natural Resources and Judiciary Committees. As chair of the Subcommittee on Indian and Insular Affairs, we held an oversight hearing to examine the challenges and opportunities for improving public safety in tribal communities. Lloyd Goggles, chairman of the Northern Arapaho Tribe Business Council, testified about the challenges of providing law enforcement services on Indian reservations. Everyone deserves to feel safe in their community, yet that is not the case for so many of our tribal members. Adequate public safety should not be seen as a privilege. It should be seen as the status quo. There are opportunities to improve collaboration and coordination between tribal, local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies. We can work to find ways to recruit and retain qualified law enforcement officers and ease the impact of external issues on Indian country. We must do better, and I believe the conversation in our hearing is the first of many that we will have to find solutions to improve public safety in Indian country. In the Subcommittee on Water, Wildlife, and Fisheries, we considered bills to improve access to public waters, address maintenance needs of our aging irrigation infrastructure, and reauthorize important groundwater monitoring programs. During this hearing, I was particularly focused on H.R. 6127, the MAP Waters Act. According to a recent study by the Wyoming Office of Outdoor Recreation through the University of Wyoming, more people are visiting and recreating in Wyoming's open spaces than ever before. Increased outdoor recreation, including the use of Wyoming waters for rafting, kayaking, and angling, has led to major economic benefits and improved quality of life. In 2021, boating and fishing contributed $43.7 million to the state's economy. Hunters, anglers, and wildlife watchers bring about $1 billion to Wyoming each year. All this is to say, converting existing navigation tools into a usable format, as called for in the MAP Waters Act, is very important to our home state. I also joined the Subcommittee on Energy and Mineral Resources for an oversight hearing on the Biden administration's mismanagement of the Office of Surface Mining Reclamation and Enforcement. It's no secret that over the past few years, energy producers have been subjected to substantial delays and unreasonable regulatory requirements because of this administration's war on fossil fuels. The Office of Surface Mining is at the heart of Biden's war on American energy and our domestic producers. Although President Trump worked to streamline federal coal permitting, I am now being told by state agencies and operators that OSM has since become a major roadblock to development. The Biden attempt to kill American energy production and impose energy poverty on all of us is very real, and I will continue to fight against it every day I'm in Congress. My committee this work was not limited to just addressing the natural resource issues. The Judiciary Committee also meant to expose and address the so-called environmental, social, and governance, or ESG policies, and how they are the antithesis of our republic and the free market economy. I am concerned that some of the largest players in the investment industry are colluding and conspiring to use their power to force ESG policies on American businesses and consumers. These institutions do not appear to care about the preferences of Americans. They instead seek to force their radical environmental and social agenda on everyone, even if that agenda limits Americans from having access to a robust choice of goods and services. Choice and competition drive innovation and create wealth for American citizens. ESG policies are an insidious concept that are contrary to what we stand for in America, and it is critical that we expose their true agenda, which is a top-down mechanism to control all aspects of our lives. Any use of ESG policies to force certain outcomes or drive woke agendas is unconstitutional and must be stopped. In addition to our many committee hearings, I would like to highlight two votes taken this week. First, with regard to the motion to impeach Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas over his blatant dereliction of duty and willful refusal to secure our border by upholding our laws. Since Secretary Mayorkas came into office, well over 6.2 million illegal immigrants have been allowed to enter our country. This is over 180,000 illegal immigrants every month for the past 3 years, and it is over 13 times the population of Wyoming. That doesn't count the gotaways, many of whom intend to do great harm to our homeland. I had the opportunity to confront Mayorkas earlier this year during one of our Judiciary Committee hearings. I made clear that he is the walking, talking epitome of the very type of tyrant that our forefathers recognized would gravitate towards government service. Mayorkas is a failure by every single metric and should never have been given any levers of power. I believe Mayorkas should be impeached, and I voted to do so. While that motion failed this time, I believe that the issue of impeaching Mayorkas will be brought back to the floor at a later date. We also voted on a continuing resolution to fund the government into the new year. I voted no on this resolution. While I appreciate the predicament that Speaker Johnson is in, we cannot continue to do business as usual in Washington and expect different results. This short-term bill continues spending at the grossly inflated levels that are based on COVID-19 spending. This resolution does not enact border security measures to stop the flood of illegals entering our country, and it does nothing to rein in the regulatory state. The Republican-led House of Representatives has already passed 7 of 12 appropriations bills to fund 75% of our government. These bills are fiscally responsible, are designed to bring some fiscal sanity to Washington, D.C., and rein in the woke nonsense that has permeated so many of our federal agencies. We should be insisting that the Senate take up these bills, pass them, or counter them. We should not be simply delaying the process to January and February. We are $33 trillion in debt, and we have over 11,000 illegals crossing our border each day. The status quo is unsustainable, and I will continue fighting to bring Wyoming values to D.C. Thank you for taking time to watch my video and learn about all that has happened in D.C. this past week. For regular updates, please visit hageman.house.gov and sign up for my weekly newsletter. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. God bless you and your families.